Hey friends, today we are talking about so many things. We are talking about how to deal with jealousy, friends, home organization, new social media platforms, the good and the bad of it all, and so much more. Tune in, hit subscribe, and join us. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Better Together. When you know better, you get better. That's what we do here every single day. See, I know better, and now I'm wearing my blue blockers to protect myself.
That's right. Look at you.
Every single day. Our quote of the day, friends: one positive thought produces millions of positive vibrations. Dang, John Coltrane. I haven't researched that, but I hope John's not a liar.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Kelsey has two quotes. I'm going to give you guys a special second quote on this Monday. Shout out to everyone transcending a mindset, mentality, desire, belief, emotion, habit, behavior, or vibration that no longer serves them. And that is from Lala Delia. I love that. We are going to talk about thoughts today, friends. Heal Squad, welcome back. Thanks for being with us. I think this is our first real chat show. Kelsey alerted me since I got back from filming the movie. So we'll chat a little bit about that. Also, the quotes were suggesting, we're going to talk about thoughts because Kelsey and I had a little conversation last night that inspired her because I said that I've gotten really good at my thoughts. And what I mean by that is I no longer am overrun by them. I'm going to share exactly what I mean by that in a minute. We're going to cover a lot of topics today, friends. We're going to talk that. We're going to talk about the newest social media platform. I know you're all excited.
Woohoo!
I know you guys are all going to react probably like I did with joy and excitement. And yes, that's exactly what we need is another social media platform.
Exactly.
But we're going to talk about it because if I don't tell you about it, you may miss out on being cool. And part of what we do here is we are letting you know about the newest and latest and greatest. And
keeping you young and hip.
I'll tell you, it's a big one. We're going to talk about home organization because I'm having a moment. And jealousy of friends or friends being jealous of you. We had a Heal Squatter ask us a question for some assistance with that. And if we can get to it, why working hard is so scary to the younger generations. I'm very curious, so I'm going to be leaning on my queens to help me with this. So let's get into it. Before we get into it, actually, let's say grace and say thank you, Lord, for Macy's. No. Macy's, thank you for being a supporter for the show. Of course, you guys have heard that I have a curated page at Macys.com/Better Together. On it are my favorites of everything that's on the website, whether it's home, it's gifts, it's, fashion, everything that I'm loving is on there. And I call it my personal storage or like my personal Dropbox for what I need. Anytime I need a gift, I know I can run on there. There's some really cute pillows and throws and my chips and salsa platter that I bought for myself, all kinds of things on there. So if you're going to a barbecue and you need something to wear or you need something to bring, or you have a birthday coming up, check out Macys.com/Better Together. You support the show by buying anything on that page or through that link. You can go on and search anything else that you want, and it really helps us. So thank you for that. I am preparing to go to a barbecue, by the way, today. It's going to be fun. Haven't seen some friends because I've been out of town for months, so I'm actually going to see some friends. I spent a little bit of time by my pool this weekend. Kevin and I realized outside of one trip that Alyssa came to visit, we haven't sat by our pool in like 2 years.
Oh my God.
Through COVID, we were on the East Coast. And so it was an interesting pool day, which was nice. And now I'm going to a barbecue. So I pulled out my barbecue outfit.
Wow.
You need an airy dress so that you're not sweating and sweltering in someone's backyard because that's very uncomfortable.
Yes. Yeah. And the 100-degree heat that it is here in the valley. So Super cute.
It is very warm.
Yeah, very warm. But I feel like that's perfect. It's the perfect barbecue dress, Maria, because it's like bright colors. You know, I like it a lot.
Well, this was one of the items I had packed for my trip to Greece and Italy this summer that I never got to go on because
Life.
plans just changed and life happened. And then a movie happened, which was exciting. Speaking of, this Christmas, there will be a movie starring me on Lifetime. It was actually not supposed to air this Christmas. It was set for next Christmas because their schedule was full, but they loved what they were seeing every day that we were filming. And so they said, we have to have it. So we don't
How
have an
cool
air
is
date
that?
yet. We don't have an official title yet. But don't worry. I will make sure you all know all about it. I'm super excited about it. I got to play a really fun character. Her name was Abigail. And a lot of really great things happened because of that movie. And I was really scared because I've never played the actual lead. I've played the lead's girlfriend, but to be the one, and in these Christmas movies, they want you in every scene. They want the lead female in every scene. So
That's a lot.
it was a lot, but I'll tell you, God is so good. I got the best team support, the best people around me. Kevin came to help me, and we had the best time. And we met so many nice people in Tifton, Georgia. We had a former listener of my radio show on Sirius XM, who hopefully is listening to Better Together now, Beverly. Her and her husband Dennis let us stay in their barn. They have this gorgeous barn in Georgia, and so we stayed there. And then it was just a really nice experience, and got to do something I didn't know I could do. The night before, I literally was panicking, and I was like, I got to call Jana Kramer. What am I doing? How am I going to do this? And then I remembered my favorite Christmas movie, and remember this, friends, for like when you're about to do something you're scared of. The best part of Santa Claus is Coming to Town, or one of them, is when he sings, just put one foot in front of the other. And I was like, okay, Marie, just put one foot in front of the other. And I thought it was kind of ironic that I'm channeling another Christmas movie as I'm filming a Christmas movie. But it worked. Like, why look at things when you look at it like the big picture? It's scary and overwhelming. But if you think about it like step by step, I'm going to get in the car. I'm going to go to the location. I'm going to get in a hair and makeup. I'm going to get in a wardrobe. I'm going to get on set. I'm going to do that scene. Then I'm going to learn the next scene. You can do things step by step. Now, for someone else, it could be a speech. It could be you're organizing a huge party and you're scared. Oh my gosh, it's like such a mountain. Whatever it is that's this mountain in your life, it's step by step. And I always say, if someone else has done it, why can't you? Why can't I? So you just have to like take things down. It's like if you wanted to write a script, like to me, that sounds so overwhelming. Well, Kevin and I have been working on some stuff, and we're working on it step by step. Like, what would the main character's main goal be? What would the metamorphosis be? What would their arc be? Blah, blah, blah. And then as you're working that out, then you go into, okay, who are the people around them going to be? It's like little baby steps. But for anything you're going to do in life, stop thinking about it as this massive mountain and know that it's a step-by-step process. So that's kind of how I got through it. And then
I love
cool.
that. Do you feel like it got easier each day and each scene? Or was it just like you kind of had to have that mentality the whole time?
I think at some point I was like, oh, okay, I got this. And there were, some really challenging days, and then there were some easier days. And it was, I was really set up for success to be able to do the best job. I mean, they took such good care of me. And on this kind of level of movie, that doesn't really happen. So I got really lucky. But yeah, it's just taking it step by step. And then once you kind of get in there, then you get a little confidence and you're like, oh, okay, I think I can do this. And you get a rhythm and you get a flow. So then I realized, okay, I don't have to fret about learning all my lines, ahead. It's like every night you can just look at it before, and then you're going to have rehearsals. You're going to say it a million times in front of people. And then by the time it happens, you're good.
Dang. I feel like that would be the hardest part is the line memorization. But I feel like you're already a pro at that. So it's like that comes to you.
Yeah, it's funny how it all kind of just happens. So, yeah. So the movie was super fun. I was very grateful that Mr. Kevin came with me. He became the latte man. So if you watch my stories, you saw Kevin was the latte man. So now we had to go to Nespresso and we had to go look at all the models because we had been using the little model, which is great. But Kevin really fell in love with the big model that we had on set. And they have another kind of frother and they have all these new things. And then we're in the store and they gave us a tasting of an iced coconut cream coffee. Guys, it's crack. It was so good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
I'm like, my jaw is literally.
No, wait till it goes in your mouth. I
Oh my God.
about died. And so, yeah, we're getting. I was like, we have
Damn.
the Breville coffee maker Kevin spent a fortune on in COVID.
yeah.
He was going to become a barista. Now, 2.5 years later, he's reading the directions and trying to figure out how to use it. I was like, Kevin, it's a really good machine. Like, you got to learn how to use it. Plus, I want my Dunkins in there. And
Yeah, come on, Kev.
anyway, so we'll have that. We have the Keurig. And now we're going to have the Nespresso as well.
Dang, I'm excited. I'm going to start making coffee here in the morning.
The whole kitchen is just going to be every kind of coffee maker. It's like now it's like a shoe collection. You can't just have one shoe. Now you need 50 coffee makers. It's so
and all the
bougie.
things that come with it, right? Kev needs his frother. He needs his. That's so funny. I love it, though.
What was so cool, and for all of you Regular Guy Friday fans, first of all, Kevin has been reporting to me that there are some of you who are traumatized, as I now say, I'm still wondering if I'm going to cancel it. I want to put you all at ease that was a marketing ploy. I am not going to cancel Regular Guy Friday. Do not worry. And Kevin is not one to ever want to let anybody down, so he will never quit. And I won't pay him if he quits. So I've already made him aware of that. So don't worry. But for any of you who love him, trust me, this movie, he was the most popular man on set because we got that coffee maker. And first of all, then it was like Kevin telling a few of our, people. And then as we got to know everybody, he started making lattes for everybody. He made almost 1,000 lattes. He started counting how many. He had to keep going back and forth to Walmart. And he's scrounging Walmart to Walmart to get all the pods. So I think, first of all, we had a couple crises where he was down to just a couple of pods. And then what I am now realizing is he caused a crisis in Tifton because I don't think anybody got to have pods while Kevin was in Tifton, Georgia.
Oh my God, I'm sure.
There could be outcry if they figure it out.
that it
my
was
gosh.
Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
So anyway.
That's hilarious, though.
And it got really funny because at some point I said, Kevin, you should put little messages on their cups. So he got to know every crew member. That was actually something I was really nervous about. I was like, how am I going to remember everybody's name? Because you're leading a project and that's a really important thing. And I have a disability when it comes to names. My dad and I are the exact same human and he can't remember names and I have a really hard time with them too. And so I could have worked with somebody for a long time. And then because I'm traveling, if I'm on the East Coast too long, I forget anybody's name on the West Coast. And then when I do back and forth, it's the same thing. I'm like, wait, what part of my life is this person from? And I have to access different storage files in my brain. It's really hard. I mean, I know a lot of people. So anyhow, I was really nervous about that too. And I actually knew everybody's name. And it was really, really cool. I was really, really happy about that.
That's awesome.
Because they were all really special. And I really, really enjoyed all of them. So,
Well, I feel like that makes such a big difference. Every set that I've been on that it's like the lead or one of the leads takes the time to actually care like that it's like it trickles down, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool that you did that and actually.
well, so then I
took
told
the
Kevin,
time.
write little notes on everybody's things. So he got to know everybody and what they wanted to do. And he's like a career psychic. So he started putting these messages on there. Oh my God, people went ballistic. Anyhow, that was the movie.
Did it make you want to keep acting?
Yes.
Yeah.
In that context, yes. And with those people, like I have, the first one I did last summer with Jana and Ryan McPartlin and Brian, the director, I was like, guys, if we can recapture this group and do it again, I'm in. But like, if someone called me, like, it's really hard. Like, I don't know. I want to be with people that I know are going to be amazing. I don't want to be in a situation ever again where I'm working with anybody other than that. So I got really lucky again because Brian was on this project and I knew he was great and I know he's talented and he's going to take good care of me, and Kevin was going to come. And I was like, okay. And I'm kind of the lead. I'm the lead. So, everything kind of happens from there, right? The top trickles down in a sense. So I was like, okay, I kind of am in control of what the energy should be like on a set. But, so now I'm like, okay, with these people, I get very attached and I'm like, okay, I'll work with these guys again.
But I love that. I think, you know what you want, right?
Yeah. So I think that we're going to be doing these every year. And I was telling Queen last night, she missed a message I had sent her from set saying, hey, I think we're going to be able to find some stuff for you in these. And Queen never responded. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess Queen doesn't want to be in a Christmas movie.
I was like, I did not hear that. I never heard that. Maria was like, oh, okay, cool. Just like giving people roles. And I was like, I didn't hear it, I swear.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I think that's going to be kind of our summer thing. So now I got to figure out when I'll ever get like summer vacations.
Right.
Because we'll probably do that every summer. So, and I feel like the boy who cried wolf. I'm like, I'm going to Greece this summer. I'm going. So I'm going to figure it out because I do want to go over there. I need to get to some beach for a couple of days somewhere. So that's probably going to be Mexico because it's easier.
There you go.
We'll see.
It counts.
Still fun.
Still fun. Oh my God. I love Mexico. So let's slip into the next quickest subject, which is the newest social media platform. So I'm going to tell you, friends, I walked into studio yesterday and Kelsey and Pooja were screaming little girls, laughing their butts off in here. And I'm like, what's going on? Now I'm asking them what's going on, and they can't even break their laughter to answer me because they were so engulfed and excited by all of this. So, Queens, will you explain to everyone what Be Real is?
So basically, I feel like and Pooj, you can help me here. It's definitely for the younger. The younger generation has become obsessed with it. So
how long has it been around?
Couple months?
No, my brother's had it since like January.
Hello, why are you not keeping us abreast of this? This is your job as young people to make sure we are still cool.
I know.
I mean,
it's on
rude.
me. I knew about it for a long time and I kept pushing it off. My brother, who's in college, was like,
so we blame
new,
Pooja.
this is new. So it's on me. I take the blame.
Full blame.
Okay. All
so
right.
then I had my old roommate, who I feel like Lauren's always pretty up on this kind of stuff. She was like, you got to get this app. It's so cool. It's very unlike Instagram or TikTok in the sense of like people aren't performing. It's very just like, what the name is, Be Real. So what it does is it sends you a notification at like different times of the day. So you could have it one day, you could get a notification at 7 a.m. The next day you could get a notification at, 5 p.m. And in that 2 minutes, once you get the notification, you have to take a picture of what you're doing and you have to like be real. It's basically like, for example, there was a girl that this went viral that she was like at the gynecologist and she was like, well, I had to do my Be Real. And so that's what it is. And it will tell you, like it tells other people how many times you took the photo because it's like, no, be real.
Yeah, like
So
please
cool.
do not give me an alert at 7 a.m. Like I'll stab Be Real. But
They do it.
But I'll tell you, it's kind of like what Twitter was initially, where we were like, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. Because that's what it was like originally, mixed with Instagram, which is photo.
Right.
But real.
Right.
Like I bet there's no filters on there.
No, there's no filters and people like don't really care what they look like. Like that's why we were laughing because we're so not used to that with like Instagram. It's everything's like pristine and perfect and this and that. And with this, it's like, oh my God, I look like awful, but it's so funny. We don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Like it's trying to fight the whole, show off your perfect life on social media and everyone thinks you're happy and traveling or whatever all the time. It's like, no, I'm in my bed and it's like Saturday at 2.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's just trying to show everyone like what you're actually doing. So, and like Kel said, you're not supposed to look cute. You're not supposed to be doing something like incredible or amazing. And if you are, that's fine.
Right. But that's rare.
But that's rare.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Like how many times are we like in Cabo? You know what I
Right.
mean? But you can post about it for a month. And people
Right.
think you're there for a month.
And the other cool thing is too, it will like tell you. So let's say, oh, I got my B-Reel notification, but like, oh, I'm meeting up with my friends later. So I want to wait until I'm with my friends and like post it then. It will be like, okay, well, Kelsey took this 6 hours late. And that's
just calls you out.
Yeah,
it does. So
That's so funny. So Pooja, 21, right?
22.
22. Shoot. So is Instagram going to go away? Or is it going to become Facebook where it's for old people? Older people.
Just to clarify, older. I don't know. It's people are definitely getting sick of it. And it's just honestly become like an ad. I feel like half of my explore page or whatever, my feed is just like a shopping ad or someone sponsored content instead of what my friends are actually doing. I think what is happening is people are looking less on the feed and more in stories. Like a lot of people post on their Instagram story, and that's what I look at.
Yeah,
I don't
me too.
necessarily scroll through my feed anymore.
Wow. I never looked in people's stories. I actually felt like that was so secret and intimate, and it's weird if you look in there. Is that bad?
But that's why, that's funny you think that, because that's why now it's like you can have there's friends and then there's close friends. So
Right.
like I have my close friends group that's like literally 10 people that I'm like, I only want them to see this.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
in your friend group?
In my close friends, I don't think you're in my close friends. I'll put you in there. You don't,
Wow.
you don't
Look
even-
at how she says that.
you don't
Did you
even-
see, Pooja, how she said that? Like, no.
Like, excuse me.
You don't even watch my normal stories.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, there are separate stories?
Right. So it's like, I
know
can
what-
see Kelsey's close friend story and she can see mine because we're in each other's groups. But like,
Wow.
like,
Wow, girls. I'm feeling really excluded all of a sudden.
I'll add you to it if you look at it.
right.
I don't look at it. I don't look
Right.
at any of that.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
So either way.
You don't even look at
But
it.
so the more like intimate or like more personal stuff you put on your private story, and that's
Right.
like just your close friends can
Right.
see, and then what you don't care anyone seeing, you can post on your
Yeah.
normal story.
Wow.
Right.
Fascinating. Well,
So
I'll
I'll
tell
add
you,
you.
I got so sad. I got so sad the other day with the Anne Heche stuff because,
Me too.
you know, Anne Heche passed away. She went out in a really, really rough way, has 2 kids. And anybody who posted like about her passing got murdered on social media. You know, an Ellen or whoever it was, Roseanne Arquette, people were like, how dare you? You know, she almost killed people and whatever. And it's like, where have we gone in this world where you can't even wish a friend, you know, so long that passed? Like, why is everything so volatile out there
Everything.
where we can't have any empathy for someone who died in a real painful way? And just because she's a celebrity, it has to be so controversial. Like, obviously, yes, it was horrible. But it was just so hard for me to think we've gotten to a place where no one can make a mistake anymore. No one can be flawed. And we can't have any empathy or forgiveness or anything. It really is sad. And I think that these platforms have just made it so accessible for people to commune in a real negative way. Obviously, we've known for a long time. But that really made me sad. And I just was like, when can we get off of these things? Because they're really, really rough. And like, I just thought about those poor kids. Like, they lost their mom. They know it was a brutal way to go out. And then on top of it, there's just so much hatred. It made me think of our interview with Zachary Levi when he was saying, like, people make mistakes and we have to try. I know when it's you in the situation, it's really hard to lead with love and empathy and forgiveness as much as we can. We're human. When we're wronged, we're going to be hurt and we're going to be upset. But like I think of my aunt and uncle when my cousin was killed in a car crash. His best friend from childhood was driving, and he was speeding, and there was, I guess, some alcohol in the system from the night before. I don't remember exactly the finite details because this was a long time ago. It was when I was 15. So when they had manslaughter charges on him, they begged the judge not to proceed with them, because they said, why should two people die now? He made a mistake. Now, they could have been angry that their son was taken and this was the person in control of the vehicle, but instead they had empathy and they realized it could have been him, right? We're all capable of making a bad choice and making, bad decisions. And it's just really, really hard now. I feel like we're just so quick to take up arms, and by the way, have nothing to do with it, right? It's like one thing if the family of somebody who was hurt, like you have to have empathy for them too, because they're working through their feelings and they've lost somebody. But when you're completely separate from it and you hold so much anger for it, made me really sad. I was like, can we please get rid of social media? This is terrible.
Honestly. But that's why even like, and this is, so I'm bringing it back to this, but that's why like the close friends thing, it's like, I have friends who are like pretty big influencers who only will post on their close friends because like they're scared, because they have gotten like, if they post it like for like the full public, it's like they could get ridiculed for quite literally anything.
Oh, I know.
Exactly, so that's why people use that now. But it's like, how sad that they have to use that because they're scared of like just even reposting something they think is funny and they could be destroyed for. It's just like, yeah. It makes me like sick, to be honest.
So Be Real feels like the TikTok energy. TikTok was just fun and pure and sweet. I'm kind of sick of seeing people dancing, be honest.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, eh.
You're on the wrong side of TikTok then.
I know you are.
Because there's so many different sides of TikTok.
Yeah. You got to get it. We'll switch up your For You page by sending you some funny stuff, because like all of mine is like
I just don't have time to be on there. I don't do any of it anymore.
Yeah.
I barely have time to go to the bathroom. I feel like my time is on meditation and my work and some snuggles with the babies, and that's it. Like I really don't have any time. I go to bed really early now. So I'm in bed by 9.
So good.
Which means, and my process, I feel like maybe it's brain fog or whatever. It takes me a long time to get ready for bed. You got to take your makeup off. You got to do your prayers. You got to do your meditation, whatever it is,
What's that whole night routine,
take your supplements, like the whole routine, put your lavender oil on, like everything takes so much time. So yeah, I don't have time to do any of it anyway.
That's good though.
Yeah.
I feel like I've tried really hard to be on it less recently. Like I was posting for a minute, like I feel like pretty, like a decent amount on TikTok. And now I'm like, it's not feeding me. Like, what am I doing? It's just like, what? Like if I have something funny, sure. Or want to like share something that I learned, but I don't know.
I think it could be a really cool venue for you as you're doing your improv to try to do comedy stuff.
There you go.
I think if it has a purpose.
Right.
Otherwise, like Kevin was like, I don't know when I'm going to get back to posting. I go, never. If you don't have to, get away.
Agreed.
So for you, Queen, get away.
Yeah.
But if you want to use it for that could be a fun expression for yourself and a fun kind of outlet for it.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, otherwise, no thank you.
Bye-bye. Agreed.
Which, by the way, I'm excited because this week I go to the Joe Dispenza advanced workshop, and I'm really excited to shut my phone off again and not have any connection to it yet again for a couple of days and get back in that mode. So it's gonna be really, really cool.
Is it more intense like hours, or is it just like, how is it? Do you know?
I've never been. So
you're just like, here
I
we go.
have no idea what I'm getting into, and I kind of like that. So I'm going in and I'm excited to kind of get back in that like vibration, and being around that energy. And so, yeah, I'll let you know how it is after, but, I think it's going to take my summer of heal to the next level, which I'm really excited about. Because after I get back, I'm actually going to get my blood work done. And then we'll see kind of where everything's at. Because they said I think it was 3 days of the work increases your immune system, I think, by like 50%.
Wow.
I think that's what the statistic was that Dr. Joe told us.
That will be very
3 days of
interesting.
changing negative thoughts for positive ones or something raises your IgA or IgG levels by 50%.
That's cool that you're doing the blood work right after. I'll be super interested to see.
Yeah.
That's like, hey, right there.
Well, and I've been doing all the other stuff.
Right.
Like even in the movie, I was meditating still and I was grounding, and I've only there was one day I missed meditating and I was just like in shock that somehow I forgot. And it was a travel day and it completely got away from me. And so, but otherwise I haven't missed, and I've really, really been so grateful, because there are times like yesterday where I wasn't feeling well and I was getting like a little like antsy, and I didn't know how to, like, that was a day where a lot of thoughts were kind of popping in when I was trying to stop to meditate. I had to get up and not meditate a couple of times. I was like, okay, I got to come back to it. I'm not ready. And when I sat there the next time, the final time, I know that Dr. Joe says you got to tame the beast. So, and the win, if thoughts are coming in, the win is just sitting there and making yourself stay. And then eventually I got to the other side and it was like blissful and beautiful. And I was like, oh, thank God. And then I felt so calm. That's after when I saw you and we were chatting, and you guys ended up getting an extra week off because of me and my meditations.
For real. Thanks, Dr. Joe. Thanks, Maria.
So anyhow,
actually, can I ask you a question about that though? So it's like, what is it in you? Because I feel like for me, if I tried a couple times and it wasn't like my thought, I would be like, yeah, I'm done. I can't. I give up.
Well, it's the knowing, like he says, if you take the class, the formula, he teaches you that the win is taming the beast and just sitting there, because eventually you'll get through to the other side. And so you have to be patient with yourself, because you've only done things that way forever. It's going to take a minute. You can't build a bicep in one session. It's going to take a couple of times. So you have to get used to that, because that's the whole point of it, is how do you master your thoughts and your emotions? And that's how you're going to master your life. So one of the things we wanted to talk about today that you were interested in was the fact that I've been aware now that I am in pretty good control of my mind and my thoughts now. And I'm living a much more kind of serene, calm existence, because I'm not getting the millions of things coming into my head all the time. It took a lot, because I've been doing this since early this year, where I would, even in the shower, thoughts would come and I'd have to grab them and be like, nope. And I'd redirect. What do I want? Because the whole point is envisioning what you want. Spend your time being the creator, like I have my little bracelet here, being the creator of your life. And knowing that you're the creator, you have control over what comes in and what goes out and how you want it to all work up there. So if you have an undisciplined mind, like I did, and like many of our healers have told us, and undisciplined thoughts, that's when you're just in chaos. And that's why you have anxiety and stress and all of that. So you have to continue to keep taming the beast and teaching your thoughts where you really want them to be. So for me, it's always what do I want? What do I see for myself? And then feeling those feelings of all of that coming together. Like I'll see me hugging my babies, and I'll see all the things that I want to manifest. I'll feel all of them. And so I just kind of shift over. Like there are times like yesterday where things are happening and I realized, oh, it's that time of the month. Like maybe this is all just a little too chaotic for me. But I will, or I'll have a thought about, someone who's disappointed me, and I'll say, yeah, no, I don't want to live there. I'd rather live here. This is where I want to go. And I'm just constantly boop, over there. And then you get to a place where most of the time it's pretty calm in there and it feels really good, but that's doing the work. And I can't wait for everyone to feel that.
I know.
I don't know. I mean, the Heal Squad that's been listening to Dr. Joe's interviews with me, I'm so curious to hear from you guys how it's worked for you and what you've found. So please share with us and let us know. But I don't think there's anything better, to be honest. Kevin's seen such a massive difference in me. And now I'm able to catch things in other people. Like there was a girl I worked with on the movie and I was like, oh my gosh, you have to try this because I see so much of me, past me in you. And it's a recipe for disaster for our health because we can't rev that high and we can't be so out of control. And that's why we end up trying to control so many things because we're so out of control in here that we have to try to control all these things because whatever you can get in control is good. So
I love that though. I just think it's fascinating to me because like I am not aware of, I'm aware of a lot, but I think I'm really not aware of my thoughts or the thoughts that come in. So I've been more aware of them just that because we've talked about it. But I think that that's so cool and I need to do this. And it's something that like, I think everyone should do, like you said, but being able to catch the bad and like literally turn it to good, I think is just such a powerful thing. Like, holy cow.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be bad to good. It's where do I want to be? What do I want to feel? When you know you're the creator of your life, you make those choices. Be nice people, make good choices and be present. But when you're present, you can make those better choices. When you're not present, it's not going to happen. So question, Kelsey Meyer.
Listening.
What's stopping you?
From doing it? I don't know. I don't know what's stopping me. I just need to do it. I just need to do it because there's nothing stopping me. I just haven't done it. So then, which is a stupid excuse, but I just need to do it. I think, I don't know. I always think that I don't have time, which is not true. And now I know it's like, I'll come home. Honestly, I was telling you this the other day. I've been coming home from work and going for a walk and reading and not really watching a ton of TV. So I'm like, there we go.
I don't watch TV anymore either.
Yeah.
But what happens is you shift out of all the things that actually aren't as healthy for you. And you start shifting more into the healthy because you're present and aware. So you may not think you have time, but the second you do it, you're going to end up having more time, but it's more time for the right things for you. And those other things, like Kevin's really sad. I mean, our relationship is very deeply rooted in our love for television. Sorry, honey. He's so sad. I mean, he might get me for an hour a week. Like it's really, really a big deal now if he gets me in front of a TV. I don't have time for it anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm living so much happier.
I know.
I'm so much healthier. I know it. I know that my body's healing every second and that it's already healed of so many things. I know it's crazy.
Okay, so I'll start. All right. She's like,
I mean,
I'll do it.
You will feel so much better. One of the things that I want to attack, and we talk about it on the show a lot, is organization and your home organization. So friends, it's August. We are heading into school season. Actually, technically, I think
some
people
schools have
are already in school.
Yeah.
So I highly suggest, and we used to just do our end of the year cleanup. Now we do like 2 to 3 times a year. This is a really good time to start organizing and getting yourself set for this next leg of the season. And so I came home and I started kind of looking around and I was like, why am I feeling a little tense in this house? And I realized I have so much shit and I can't give it away fast enough. I really can't. We did for our Patreon members, we sent tons of gifts out. I can't get rid of it fast enough. So I just decided yesterday, I'm going to have my mom's caretakers come and I'm going to call the caretaking company. And I'm going to have them all come and I'm going to put everything on tables and just say, take everything, because they're all givers and they don't get. So I'm going to give them, I'm going to just say, come to the house and take everything. Everything must go. Like it's going to be the clearance sale of a lifetime. Everything must go because I can't live like this anymore. Every closet has shit, every drawer, every cabinet. And this is someone who really works on this. So if it's not, I know it's not just me. And so if this is you, maybe this is another way where you can feel like you can part with things, because that's the hard thing. You're like, oh, maybe someday, or I want this, or I'll use this. You're not. You're not. If it's sitting in the cabinet drawer and you haven't used it in a couple of months, if it's sitting in the closet, you're not. So give it to people who are going to be so grateful and who are doing good out there. And you can donate it to other places too. I just had a thought because I wanted to get the ladies together that helped my mom around her birthday and stuff. So I thought that would be cool. My mom was in my dream last night, which was really cool too. Yeah, I got to see her. And then when I woke up to go to the bathroom, I tried to get back. I was like, okay, let me go back. We were at a table together. And
well, remember what Shar told us, that it's easier for them to come in our dreams because our minds are at ease. Mm-hmm. There we go. So you guys were at a table?
Yeah. And so anyhow, I'm going to do that. I also, a friend of mine offered me a home organizer at one point. I'm like, a home organizer? I got everything organized. Everything's fine. And then I was like, maybe this would help. I realized my travel drawer is a problem. For anybody who travels a lot, I'm going to figure out the solution for kind of all your little stuff. Now, I figured out solutions for traveling. And so my new solution, and we'll probably put it in one of our blogs, is these mesh bags. I know we have them on the website already. There are these black mesh bags you can see through. So I have those set up with, like, one has all my tech gear, like my AirPods and my chargers and all of that. And then the other one has the few things I need on a plane. The other one has things I need when, I'm in the hotel or wherever I'm staying. But now I'm also creating extended stay bags. So if you're going for a day or two, you don't really need like a bigger shampoo and a bigger. So I have the little teeny travel sizes in my compact case. But if I'm going for longer, I'm creating the longer travel packages. So they're just grab and go. And that I think is going to help me a lot, because I sit there and I end up having to pack for hours because I'm like, oh, I'm going to be there for a week. I'm going to need slightly more things. And so I'm working on that, but I might enlist the help of an organizer to help me figure this out, because I know I say it all the time, but kids are on the way. I know it's been probably 12 years of me saying this.
But
they're really going to be,
but they're really coming.
We got so close, Heal Squad, I'll tell you, we were supposed to have implanted last week, and our surrogate got like an E. coli infection. And so now we're waiting. We should find out this week if she's good to go. And if she's good to go, those little suckers are going in. So I know I keep saying they're coming.
Oh my gosh.
It is like the never ending.
Like E. coli?
Yeah. I don't know why it's had to be delayed so much and so many times. When they called me, they're like, we don't know how to tell you. And I go, I know. We're delayed again, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, I'm used to it. So there's reasons, and I will trust the universe. But yes, I was saying to Kevin, I'm like, we're going to have kids. Like, we need to like clear this place out. Now, it's not his stuff, so I don't know why I'm telling him, but I needed emotional support.
Yeah, I get that.
But it does weigh you down, and it's really a lot. So give it away, get rid of it, and you'll be so much happier. So,
I want you to get the organizer so you could tell us all her tips that she gave you, because I'm into that.
I can't wait for your office to get organized, you guys.
We are going to organize that.
Today.
Oh, today might be hard. It's kind of a busy day.
Okay, but today, all the stuff that's like all over the floor and all over the things at least has to go away.
I did that already.
Okay, when I walked by, I was like,
I did that this morning.
But yeah, that has to get fixed. But for any of you out there, I hope this is resonating, because it really drags you down, and it's just so freeing when you have nothing. Like I was thinking about in my living room, I have these shelves with, little awards and photos and whatever. Underneath, so much junk. I'm going to rip everything out of there, and I'm going to get big boxes, and everything must go. I'm going to get everybody over here. I'm going to give them pizza and whatever. Just take everything.
Take
please.
it all. I like that.
Yeah. Next topic. You had a question for me from one of our heel squatters. So let's get to that.
Let's see. Will you pull that up for me? So this heel squatter wanted to know, they said, can you please do an episode on how to deal with envy, jealousy, and haters from friends specifically, from random women or acquaintances, toxic femininity from strangers? I really need help in this area.
Toxic femininity. I wonder what that is.
I've never heard of that.
Me neither. We probably should get an expert on for this because this is a big topic. How do we deal with envy and jealousy and haters? Well, I think it's a work in progress for all of us. And I don't think every friendship is the same and it's not a one size fits all kind of thing. It's hard. It's, as Brian Mahan's taught us, like shame comes from one up or one down. So if you are doing better than your friend or if you're doing worse than your friend, like there's shame involved in all of it. You feel shame if you're above, you feel shame if you're below. So I think it starts with us being more aware of ourselves and how we're feeling. And we learned this from somebody on the show. If you feel envious of someone, follow the breadcrumbs. Why do you feel envious of them? It's probably because you want more of that.
Shauna Nequest.
Thank you, Queen. So envy can be a good thing if you approach it in that way, where you make it your kind of guide to say, oh, well, Kelsey has such great energy and she's so, butterfly happy and I'm jealous. Okay, well, why? What is it you're jealous of? Oh, because you want more of that. Well, how can you find that inner kind of joy that will make you feel like you have that energy? How can you kind of access that? And by the way, everybody's different. Not everybody has that energy. Some people are more, what's a good word for it? Subdued or calmer or have a different
mellow.
kind. Yeah, everyone has different demeanors, right? So, kind of following those breadcrumbs. But if you have someone who's envious and jealous of you, first of all, I would say have a conversation and be upfront and just say, hey, I just want to talk to you. Every time I bring this up, I feel an energy from you. You never want to assume someone's jealous or envious because that might be a conversation you've created in your head too. You're feeling something, but you don't know exactly what you're feeling. Maybe they're annoyed at something else and you're feeling that energy, right? So you have to ask and not assume. And so I would have a conversation with your friend, and it sucks, and who wants to have these? But if it's somebody you value and you want around, or you want to at least try, is have a conversation with them and just say, hey, when we're together, I feel this kind of energy and it doesn't make me feel good. And I want to kind of explore what this might be. What are you feeling? And am I doing anything that I should be aware of? And you kind of just have a conversation, and then you can kind of leave with that knowledge and sit with it and see, well, was this constructive? Was this somebody that I think I can continue to have a friendship with? Have we outgrown each other? Are we not on the same page? Is this person just really jealous and toxic? And then if that's the case, then maybe it's time to get some distance and see, where it goes from there. Like time is always a good thing to have apart so you can kind of see things more clearly. I've had moments where I've had time apart and I got to see things more clearly. I get to see maybe, my role in something or things that I assumed, let's say, or sometimes I realized, oh, this person's actually let me down a couple of times and I let it go because I just was so used to letting it go, or I didn't want to have any issues with them. So I just kind of threw it away. And it's like, well, that just snowballed and became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Right. So you might have friends that were never jealous of you, but now we're surrounded by people who are, and now they're bringing that energy to your friend. And now your friend is bringing that energy to you. So things can evolve. And that's where it gets really confusing, right? Because all of a sudden, your friend is being influenced by all of these other people. And you're like, wait, that's not who this person is. But sometimes you're not going to have control over that either. So conversations are the best way to do it. And I like in person. I don't like on the phone, and I don't like text. Sometimes text can be good for something simple. I had to text a friend once who, anytime I mentioned babies, they got quiet or they were weird. And I was like, hey, so you're my really close friend. And every time I have this conversation, I sense an energy from you and it doesn't feel good. And so I want to bring it to your attention and ask you what's going on. And this person was like, oh my God, no, that's not what I mean, or not my intention. I was like, okay, great. And then we were able to move on. Now, maybe that person was harboring some feelings, and maybe me bringing it up made them realize, ooh, not really what I want to be doing and not a friendship I want to ruin. So then they adjusted their behavior. But you got to give them that opportunity. That's my thought.
I like that. I just think, communication is everything. And I also do agree with the distance too. Mm-hmm. Distance and time and space, and to give them time to think, but to also give you time to think and reflect. So yeah, I think anytime I've ever dealt with that, it's like, whoa, being aware of it. And then like you said, Maria, sometimes it's like when you take that space or that step back, it's like you also see your part in it, right? Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I think that's great advice.
Yeah, I think the hard thing too with friends is really getting to be your true self. We were talking about it yesterday, mm-hmm. And I think, even you were saying like with certain people you would dim yourself, and we don't want to have to be like that. That's so exhausting.
Yeah.
And so anytime you feel like you're having to dim yourself around people, that should be an indication that this isn't really the person to be around, or just go be yourself and then see what happens. And then that might also tell you why. But, it's also tricky. Friends are so tricky. I think if you have one really amazing ride or die friend, you are the luckiest human in the world.
I agree.
And so I have a few that I believe are my ride or dies that I know I can trust with anything. And I'm so, so grateful to have that. Now, they're not my people that are in my life every single day. I don't have those friends that I'm hanging out with every day because I'm busy working. So that's an interesting thing too, where everyone has different kinds of lives. So there's people with lives that like have their besties and they all hang out and they go to dinners. Like, we don't do that. We get to see our friends maybe, a couple times a year. They live in other places, or we're all so busy working. We don't get to do that kind of thing. So there are different types of friendships too.
Yeah, I agree. I'm more like that too, where it's like, and I don't know. It's funny because I think that like this year for me, one of my two words were like setting boundaries for myself and then relationships. And I think that like I put relationships on the back burner a lot for myself, like, and my career. And so I really wanted to put more focus on them this year. But I think I've done it in a balanced way. Well, like setting my boundaries also with people, like, and friendships, and I think that I've really weeded out for me, like, who are my ride or dies. And like you said, Maria, it's like, they're the people who, like Priscilla, I can see her. I mean, we talk all the time, but I don't see her every week. Like, it's rare that I see her once a week, and when I do, it's special. But yeah, you need those people who you don't need to be around them 24/7 and they understand. But there's so many different layers and different relationships. And yeah, it's hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard. It's really hard. But
I know. Well, we also, what we never talk about is, so we have this like vision of who our partner is supposed to be, right? They're supposed to like do all these things. And for me, with, a guy, it would be, they have to like whisk me off my feet, be Prince Charming, all these things that we have in our heads. And it's such a problem because everyone's going to be different and everyone has different love languages and they have different ways that they express themselves. So but we do that with friends too, right? So I have moments where I'm like, well, a friend is supposed to be there for you in these moments, or a friend is supposed to, we all have these supposed tos. And I think we have to kind of look at every relationship individually and see what each one brings and what you bring and what that specific thing is.
It's managing those expectations too, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, I fall into this a lot where I'm like, well, I would do that for someone. So like, that's awful that they wouldn't do that for me. And it's like, okay, Devon Franklin taught us that if you're putting your expectations on someone else, you're only going to get hurt. And I'm like,
because they're not you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, you can have different people that fill different buckets for you, right? You have your fun friends, you have your friends that are going to be there and console you. You have your friends who are going to be there when, you're having brain surgery. You're going to have your friends who everyone's going to be different and fill different roles. I don't know if there's one person that fills the universal kind of role. So, I mean, Kevin's love language is acts of service, right? So he will do anything for me and everything altogether. Kevin, when it comes to gift buying, is like, I don't know what to buy you. You have everything. But I have other people in my life who really know what to buy me and make me smile. And so I'm like, oh, I have other Kevins for that.
But truly, it's the balance, right?
So I'm not going to expect Kevin to know what to get me, but there are people who are like so razor sharp good at being like, oh, she's going to die over this. And so, I have different people for different things.
And we need that.
Yeah, don't force the situation with somebody. I'm not going to force Kevin to like know what to go do because he does all the other things. And I think that's really important too. So I think we covered
a lot.
Everything except for why is working hard so scary for people. So we'll save that.
Love it.
Because I need Pooji to sit with that and tell me why that is. I'm really curious where working hard became such a ugly kind of thing. And I'm really curious about that. So we'll talk about that in another episode. But for now, friends, clean out your closets, get organized, get ready, because there's a new season upon us. And whether you're going to start your little side hustle, or you've got kids coming, or you've got kids growing up and you want to enjoy them more and not be held down by that side room that's got all the shit in it, get rid of it. Give it to people who are going to be grateful and excited to have it, and clean out. And that's that. I can't wait. I'm actually going to go upstairs today and start doing it. So in the meantime, be nice people, make good choices, and be present.
This podcast and all related content published or distributed by or on behalf of Maria Menounos or mariamenounos.com is for informational purposes only and may include information that is general in nature and that is not specific to you. Any information or opinions expressed or contained herein are not intended to serve as or replace medical advice, nor to diagnose, prescribe, or treat any disease, condition, illness, or injury, and you should consult the healthcare professional of your choice regarding all matters concerning your health, including before beginning any exercise, weight loss, or healthcare program. If you have or suspect you may have a healthcare emergency, please contact a qualified healthcare professional for treatment. Any information or opinions provided by a guest expert or host featured within website or on company's podcast are their own, not those of Maria Menounos or the company. Accordingly, Maria Menounos and the company cannot be responsible for any results or consequences or actions you may take based on information or opinions.